Hey there, it's BoardGameDave. Welcome to the second ever Solo Play Sunday. Today, I'll be soloing a game called the Taverns of Tiefenthal. In this game, you'll be brewing beers, making money, upgrading your tavern, and attracting better, more distinguished guests to your pub. This game typically plays from 2 to 4 players, but the designer himself actually put out a semi-official solo mode, which is really fun and satisfying. Today, I'll be playing the first scenario in a solo campaign created by Board Game Geek user Anna2001, which uses that original solo variant. Before we begin, I thought you should know that Solo Play Sundays are for charity. At the end of the game, I'll donate about half of my score to a charity, and the other half will go toward microloans for entrepreneurs in developing countries through an organization called Kiva.org. The charity for today is Common Threads Cooking for Life. I'll talk more about Common Threads at the end of the video, but if you have a recommendation for a charity I should check out for the next Solo Play Sunday, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, let's get to it. Alright, here we are ready to start scenario 1 of the solo campaign for the Taverns of Tiefenthal. Unofficial, of course, but fantastic nonetheless. Welcome to my tavern. Now, a couple things are going to change because this is the solo scenario campaign, and in scenario 1, we have 2 win conditions that we have to meet to count this as a victory. First, my monastery tracker has to make it all the way to the end of the track, 22 spaces. Yikes. I also have to have at least 110 victory points at the end of the game. If I meet both of those conditions, this is a victory. So moving my monastery track around is going to be first priority, and then scoring 110 points at least. Okay. A couple other things are going to change here. First, we're going to start with starting card number 3, which is 3 movement spaces on the monastery track, and remove 2 of my regulars. So I'll remove my 2 regulars first. I've got 2 level 1 taller grandpas. I'm going to remove them from the deck, which thins out my deck. Always a good thing in these deck builder games. All right, so let's get rid of these 2 grandpas. I'll shuffle the rest up. And then by moving my monastery tracker 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, I actually get a bar back. And I'm going to put them right on top of my deck. And we're ready to move into round 1. Oh, I should note, by the way, you'll notice I have some monks over here, some monk guests, okay? They are available to me as part of this first scenario. They are going to help me, obviously, move my monastery track further along this tracker. So anyway, with that being said, let's move into round 1. I'm going to get 1 counter guest. If you don't know, these counter guests are good for mulliganing a draw phase. So after I draw cards, I can wipe them all and start again, or moving up the monastery track. And I'll set them right here. Let's get to it. Here we go. The guests arrive. We're going to draw cards until my tables are full. So there's my bar back. Actually, I'm going to be really low on space here, but we'll be creative and see how things go. And there's a guest, and there's a guest, and of course, there's a guest. My whole deck is just guests at this point besides that bar back. So here we go. Next, we're going to roll some dice. Okay. This is called, Can I Take Your Order? Oh my goodness, destroy all my things, why don't you? And here we go. These are the dice that I start with. Now, for the solo mode, this is what happens. I'm going to choose 2 of these dice to keep, and then I have to re-roll the other 2 dice. So, this is going to be interesting. I want to keep that 5 for that guy, and getting some money is good, and making some beers is good. So why don't I keep the 5 and the 1, which is more versatile, and roll these other 2. Let's see what happens here. A 4 and a 4. Yikes. 4s are not going to help me so much, but that's the way it goes. So why don't I do 1 there? That'll give me 2 beers. Oh, I would have loved a 2. Actually, why don't I go here to get 1 taller there? I will put the 5 here. I'll put this to get a coin, and I'll put this to make another beer. With all the modules added, we want to make about the same amount of tallers and beer. The closer, or the more even they are, the more our reputation goes up. So that's kind of another incentivizer here. So here we go. Those are my actions, and let's execute them. So I'm going to make 2 tallers, and I'm going to make 2 beer total. So my reputation goes up 1, 2. Fantastic. All right. And let's see. I'll spend those in a second. Let's go ahead and move the monk tracker up 1. That gives me a dishwasher. That lets me add a pip to one of my dice. That goes on top of my deck. Wonderful. Very good. Now, 2 tallers and 2 beers. I'm tempted to save both of them, for now and spend them on a later turn. Or I could get another bar back. I think that I'm going to save both of those. So 2 beers, 2 tallers, that'll be it. Okay? My dice are removed. And then before we do anything else, we are just going to roll one of these dice, and that'll tell us which guests to remove. So roll that here. We rolled a 1, which means this guest gets removed and a new one comes out. That kind of simulates other players, of course, taking some of those guests from us. By the way, if my head bobs into frame, I am so sorry. This is my first time trying this whole top-down camera angle and a camera on me. So bear with me if my horrible head appears sometimes in frame. Anyways, that was the end of round 1. Pretty quick. Let's move on to round 2. I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah, let's clean up. Right? We call that closing time, and we always sing closing time, of course. I'll put my discard pile up there. We're moving into round 2. I get my first schnapps. Schnapps are good to pay these entertainers who can do wonderful things for me. Here's my dancer. 2 schnapps into 3 beers is great, or 1 schnapps into 2 thalers. Well, I mean, really my main priority is upgrading this guy, so money might be more important to me. So let's try the money side, okay? Fantastic, and here we go. The guests arrive, we just draw and carry on from there. Boy, I don't think I'm missing anything. I feel like this is going very quickly. Draw some cards. I've got my dishwasher, fantastic. I've got grandma, I've got grandma, and let's shuffle. No, it's Grandpa. That's all right. Here we go. So, my guests are here. Let's take some orders. Roll my dice. Oh, not too bad. And before I put them on my coaster, why don't I take a look at my options here? Okay, I really would love that 2 for money. And what else would be good? I mean, a 5 would be good, but I don't have one, so boy, oh boy, I suppose maybe a 1 would be good as well. And let's roll these. Oh, you know what? I had a 4 that I could have turned into a 5. Oh no. That's okay. We'll just play it as is. All right, well, a 5 came anyway, actually. That's not a problem. So here we go. Maybe I'll put my 5 here. And let's see, I could make 2 beers like so and make 2 thalers, 2 money. That's not so bad. That looks okay. So before I do anything else, I move up 2 on the reputation. 1, 2 gets me another schnapps. Okay, fantastic. Next, let's use my 2 beers from here as well as my 2 beers in storage to purchase this monk right there for 4 beers. That'll immediately move me 1 space on the monastery track. So here I go. I'm also going to get this signature now. This is the final module, module 5. And what I do with this signature is I take a look at my what do they call these things? Guest book, right? And I'm gonna look at the price of my guest, which was 4 beers, and I get to put that signature on the top column or the top row of the 3-4 column, right? As I move down, I'm gonna get benefits, and as I fill rows, I'm gonna get nobles, which are 10 points. So that's what's going on over there with the signature guest book thing, all right? So first signature in my guest book, wonderful. And I already moved up on the monastery track, and he will go on top of my deck, which is there. My goodness, lots going on here. So my beers are depleted. I'm making 2 thalers, and I have 2 thalers in the bank there. Let's spend all 4 of those to get a server. That'll get me another die to use. Hopefully, put that on my deck, and we are good to go. That's everything. Great. So wipe my cards. And we're moving into round 3. I hope you see that this is a very, very fast game. It doesn't take long to play this, besides all the terrible analysis paralysis that can happen. So my discard pile will be, oh boy, I guess right up here. Running a little on space in the frame, but that's okay. Moving into round 3. So a fire breather who can give me an upgrade for 5 schnapps. Or, on the backside, spend 2 schnapps to remove a guest from my deck. Again, those, let's say, lousy guests that order water and bread, it might be nice to get rid of them. That is tempting for sure. Oh, I just realized I also had these 2 schnapps I could have turned into 4 thalers. I'm okay with not spending those, though. I think I'm going to try to save them up for the monk here. So, which side for the juggler? Well, I don't think I'm gonna ever end up with 5 schnapps, so I'll go on this side to remove guests, potentially. Okay, fantastic. Here we go, round 3. I'm drawing some cards. Here come the guests. I've got a server, fantastic. I've got my monk, that's not a surprise, of course. I have Grandma Betty, and I've got Grandma Sue. There we are, and I'm done for this round. Okay. The great thing is I do have a server, which gives me one of my blue dice. I roll that first. A 5, fantastic, and then we roll my 4. Oh, you know what I realized? I forgot to remove a guess. Why don't we do that now really quick? Okay, again, that first guess is going to be removed. There we go. I'll try to remember that as much as I can. Right. And now we'll roll my dice like usual. Here we go. Whoa, my goodness. 6, 1, 5, 1. Great. Well, that gives me a lot of opportunities for making beers. A 6 would work and a 1 would work. Of course, I would love to get a 3 to get 3 money up there, but we'll just have to wait and see. Here goes. No, it didn't get it. Yikes. All right, not great dice. Oh my goodness, not great at all. No 2s or 3s. My goodness, this is where a dishwasher would have potentially come in handy. Oh boy, well, let's put the 5 here. My dice won't be wasted, but they're not going to be maximized, one could say. There we go, something like that, I think is going to be my best bet, unless I'm missing something, but it's probably the best I can do. So it looks like I'm making 3 beers and only 1 taller. Yes, and even if I spent this for my entertainer, they don't count toward my reputation track. So I think I'll just move up 1 on the reputation track. Pretty miserable, but here we are. So my 1 coin I'll stash in the bank. I will remove this to move up on the monastery track. Hey, it gives me another schnapps. That's not a bad thing. And I'm making 3 beers, and I have none in storage. What could I do with 3 beers? I could, of course, get this guest there. There's a nice deck of regular 3 beer guests, which is not a bad option, and I can't store all 3, so at this point, I'm thinking, oh boy, I guess I'll just do it. I don't think that's a very strong move, but I think it's what I need to do right now. I'll put that on top of my deck, get a new signature, which goes on my 3 column, there we go, and put another signature out, and I think I'm ready to go. Yeah, 1 coin in the bank. I could turn that into 6 more coins. Would that help me? Boy, if I had 8 coins, that would be wonderful. I could have upgraded that. Oh man, I could upgrade my beer stores. I'm remiss to spend all those schnapps unless it's to get me the other side of that monk. So I'm determined not to use that until I need to. Let's remove 6. I believe when a 6 is rolled, we remove these 2 guests. There's the 3rd, and there's the 4th. Okay, moving right along. In round 4, another counter guest. Wonderful. I could be using those to move up the monastery track. I'll think about it. I'll certainly consider that. Oh, and we need to wipe these, of course, into my discard pile. Let's move right into round 4. I don't believe I'm doing very well so far. I think it's a fair assessment of my playing thus far, unfortunately, but it is what it is. This is certainly changing my play style because I'm trying to race along that monastery track, which is hard to do. So scoring be darned, I'm just trying to get this monastery track moving up. All right, let's keep drawing here. I've got Grandma Bessie and Grandpa Joe. There we are. And I'm done drawing. I could mulligan that, but honestly, I don't have that many great cards in there, so I'm just gonna be content with what I've got, and let's get to it. I'm gonna roll some dice, see what comes out. Oh my goodness, 6. Well, a 3 is fantastic. I think this is gonna be my big money round. So 3, I'll keep the 2, and I hate to do it, but I'm gonna re-roll the 6 and the 5. I really wanna get this guy flipped as soon as possible. A 6 and a 3. Okay, so what can we do here? The 3 is gonna go there, the 2 is gonna go there, 6 will go here to make beers. That'll give me 5 plus 6, that's 11, and I have 1 in storage. So I have the 12 I need to flip that monk over, which means this 3 is just extra. Why don't we put that 3 onto beer to level out the beers and the tallers? All right, great, here we go. So I'm gonna be getting 3 beers and lots of money, so let's move this up 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, we crossed over a signature. That means we get to take a signature from the supply and put it anywhere we want on our board. this is another place that I don't know what to do. I shouldn't say any place, in the topmost space of a column. So, depending on what I think we're gonna do, I don't want to fill this space because that's the last space in my 3-4 column, and I'm sure I'll get more of those 3s and 4s. I don't want to waste that. So why don't we head toward the 7-8 track? Hopefully that'll get me a new table at some point. We'll find out. That's optimistic thinking, probably. But anyway, there we are. So let's go with my tollers first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll spend my schnapps. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and move this down to 0. That's 12 tollers exactly, which will flip my monk. Oh boy, here we go. To the back side. Fantastic. Look at this fancy gentleman right there who will move me 2 spaces instead of 1 each time I put a 5 there. That's good stuff. Awesome. And what else do we need to do? I have a 6 and a 3 here. I've got 1, 2, 3 beers incoming. Oh man, 3 is not a great number in this game. I hate to say it. I can only store 2, and I really am not enthusiastic about buying another one of those 3s. But, oh boy, people are gonna be so upset at home, but I think I'm gonna do it. Or should I just save 2 and let the one pass me by? You know what? Let's do that instead. Yep, let the 1 beer go to waste. And I couldn't have done anything with that 3 anyway, so, oh well. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Store 2 beers, and it is what it is. So, we're done with that round. Here we go. Put these away. Cleaning up, goodbye. And moving into round 5. We're already halfway done, everybody. Round 5. Oh, don't forget to remove a guest. Here we go. 3. That was a nice one, but goodbye. All right, round 5, I've got the juggler. I can either, at the end of the round, pay 1 schnapps to take a guest or a card that's out in front of me and put it back on the top of the deck, or spend a schnapps to place a die on any side that I want. I find that this is very, very powerful, so I will do that. And round 5, here we go. Anything else I need to do? Oh, no, we need to draw a card before we roll dice, obviously. Here we go. I've got a grandma. I've got a monk. I've got a dishwasher, and I've got a grandma. Ooh. The dishwasher's nice. I think I could do something with that. And I could mulligan it, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. All right, here goes. Yeah, not great cards, but let's see what we can do with it. 3s and 6s and 2. Wow, I like the 3 and the 2 if I'm still going for that money. Although at this point, I should probably start pivoting toward the beer game. Now, I would love to get some brewers. If I can get 6 coins, I can get a brewer. So that 3 and the 2 are looking pretty good, actually. And then let's roll these 2 6s. A 1 and a 4. Not too bad. And the dishwasher can turn my 4 into a 5. That's great. And then the 1, I suppose I'll use for beer. I think that's probably okay. I'm making 1 beer and lots of money, so 1 beer, 1 reputation. I can take a schnapps or remove a guest that's out in front of me. I could get rid of this lady. You know what? I normally don't do that as much, but I think I'm gonna do it. I would love to never see her again. I know that sounds rude, but it's true. 1 beer. Oh no, I did it again. Oh no, I did it again. 1 beer. Oh boy. You know what? Oh, this is terrible. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I'm just going to end up wasting that beer anyway, unless there's a 3 out there. There's not. So let me take that back. I'll just put this 1 over here in the coffers, and we won't go up the reputation track, and I'll keep Grandma Sue. I'm sorry for the harsh words I said. So here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. Nothing in the coffers. So what can I do with 6? I could, oh yes, of course, get a brewer. That was kind of the whole point, wasn't it? So the brewer will go on top of my deck. And then, let's see, I am moving up 2 spaces on the monastery track. 1, 2, that gives me my first noble, huzzah. Wait a minute, have I upgraded anything? Oh, wait a minute, of course I did. Oh no. That was the last round and I totally forgot about it. Oh heavens, well, I've already made a mistake. It's very easy to forget to take a noble when you upgrade. So unfortunately that was a bit of a mistake. If you don't mind, I'll take my 2 nobles now and we'll put an asterisk in the scoring, but yes, I should have 2 nobles at this point. So here they are. So sorry about that, but there we go. All right, and that's it for this round. Let's clean this up. Oh, you know what I could do? I could spend both of these counter guests, use their backsides, and move my monastery tracker up 2 spaces to get a dishwasher right now. But that means I'm not gonna be able to mulligan this round. And, you know what? I'll keep them for now. We don't need to be hasty about things. So let's just leave it alone for now. Cleaning up all this, cleaning up this, and we'll roll to remove a guest from in front of us here. 4, all right. She is going away. And let's carry right along. I am really not getting many signatures though. This could prove to be a problem later on. Oh well. Moving in around 6 now, I can either get a blue die for me to roll or a bar back. I think the die is probably going to prove more helpful. So let's start with that. Roll my die, a 5. That is great. Awesome. I'm glad I chose that. Yep. And then let's start drawing cards and see what happens. A noble, of course, another noble. They stack on top of each other, which is helpful. Hey, my brewer. Wonderful. Okay, which means for each die I place here, I'm making 2 beers instead of 1. That's a really great thing. And a server. Awesome. And a grandma, which is, awesome too. Next card. My monk. There we go. And if you're wondering, by the way, I do not go up the monastery track every time I draw him. That just happens immediately when I invite him to my tavern. So, yeah. Okay, here we are. Let's roll some dice. Oh, and I have my server. So I actually get to roll that in addition to the one I got for round 6. And here we go. Wow, 6s and 3s. Not a lot of variety. I like the 3, although I already have one, so something like that. Maybe I'll just keep the 2 6s. This could be a really big beer round for me. That's 4 already. Oh, great. This is not bad. There goes the 2. I wish I had a dishwasher. That could have been another 6. And I don't have a schnapps to use this to readjust that die as a 1 or a 6. So I can't make beer with that 5. Well, actually, I can make 1 beer, I suppose. That's not so bad. Ouch. So here we go. I like where my dice are at right now. That's 5 thalers and 5 beer, which means 5 movement on the reputation track. I love that. Let's stick with that and move 1. Ooh, bit of a dilemma here. You know what? Let's move this over to the noble. That way I can go 1, remove the grandma like I wanted to earlier. That was 1. And then 2, 3, 4. That's another noble on my deck. And then 5, I wrap back around. So not too bad. We just got a noble 10 points from moving around the reputation track. Next, let's do this next. So moving up 2 spaces on the monastery track gives me a dishwasher on the top of my deck. I love that. And then I've got 5 thalers, 5 money. 5 can get me another table. You know what? That is such a good thing to have. Is there anything else I would like to do with 5? Nope. You know what? I love that. I think it's great. So let's do that. Add a table to my deck with 5, and then I've got 5 beers here plus my 2. That's 7. You know what? Hey, that's this guy right here. I'm loving this card. That's 7 beers, moves me up 2, and turns a 6 into 6 money. I am really into that. So here's 5 beers plus the 2 in storage to get this guy. Awesome. Moves me 2 spaces immediately. 1, 2, and look at this. Gets me a, what's that, a brewer. Wonderful. Oh boy, this next round is gonna be really incredible. Not to mention this goes on top of my deck as well. And my signature goes on, look at this, the 7-8 space, which moves my reputation tracker 3 more spaces. Wow, what a combo this was. 1, 2, 3, another schnapps. Let's move right along to remove a guest. That's a 3. Goodbye, lady with the 6 thalers. There we go. All right, moving it around. 7. Excuse me. Oh, we should clean up first, I suppose. Clean up, clean up. There we go. There we go. Did I do everything I needed to? I think I did. All right, and we get another counter guest. I've got 3 now. You know what? You know what? Knowing that I would get another one, it might not be a bad idea to move to that table. Yes, if you are okay with that at home, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use the back side, the perhaps gentleman version of the counter guest to move up 2 monastery track spaces total. 1, 2, and that'll put another table on the top of my deck. And now I'll take my 7th round counter guest. All right, and here we go. This is going to be a really big round, okay? I don't know about 110 points, but I'm liking the feel of this current round. Ready? Another table. Oh boy, I'll put my table here. A monk. There we go. A brewer. Another table, excuse me, bard. A dishwasher. Excuse me, monk, I'll put you off screen here. A dishwasher. A noble. You know what I'm realizing? I have not upgraded hardly anything in my tavern. Not good. Another dishwasher. Well, that'll help me upgrade. A barback. A grandma. And a grandma. Boy, they are the bane of my existence. My word. Okay. All right. Here we are. Let's roll some dice. I didn't get any servers, unfortunately, so just the 4 dice like normal. All right. 2 6s, 2 5s. Well, I'd like to brew some beers. That would be helpful. So maybe the 2 6s or a 6 and a 5. I gotta have a 5, and I can always turn that into a 6 with my dishwashers. Oh, but the 6 up there is so good too. My goodness, lots of good options right now. Wow, a 5 and a 2. This is going to be an interesting round for sure. I'd love to upgrade that to a permanent dishwasher. If you have these dishwashers, those cards, they give you discounts toward the upgrade if you return them to the supply. So that's kind of what I'm talking about here with the upgrades being cheaper. So I would love to get 5 beers. That'll get me this monk here. So let's make that a priority here. We could go 1, 2. Oh no. Oh no, I'm okay because I have 2 dishwashers. So that could become a 6. And that could become a 6 as well. That's great. Oh, I love this. And that'll get me another beer. This is actually looking really, really nice. Awesome. So, and you know what? I don't need to put that here because I have my 5th beer coming from my bar back. So this could actually go somewhere else. How about 2 money? Yeah, that is really, really great. Awesome. So I'm making 8 money, $8, and I'm making 5 beers. So I can move up 5 spaces on my track. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get a signature first. And where should we put this? I'm thinking this might be best served on that bottom space of the 7-8 column, which gives me another table for the final round. Great. That goes there. And then I get a schnapps or remove a guest. Now, schnapps is 2 money, so that would be great. Or remove a guest. And you know what? Removing guests. Oh, I've thinned my deck so much that I think maybe thinning it even more right now would be a really good move. Better than $2. Huh. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Or get a schnapps. Nope. You know what? I gotta stick with schnapps because of this guy. Schnapps lets me put the die face however I want, and that is just too powerful to pass up. So let's do that instead. Great. And here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beers. I'm going to take the no-brainer action and get this monk right there. It gets me in 2 more moves on the track. Here we go. 1, 2 for another noble. And I just realized I didn't put anybody there. Whoops. You know what? That's okay. I think, oh no, that might have been the catastrophic moment of this game. Oh no. I mean, that's a lot to take back, and I'm not going to do it because I really wanted those monies. So I might not make it to the end, everybody. Oh well. I moved up 2. That goes on top of my deck. I got a noble for that. That goes on top of my deck. And those are all my beers. With my money, what can I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 money. Well, I think the first thing I'll do is upgrade my dishwasher. I'll put both of these back, and that's only $3 to upgrade that. There we go. So $3 spent, leaving me with 5 more to spend. Well, I've got another table out there. Another server actually would be really great. I can't do any upgrades right now. Or can I? I have 2 tables out here. Oh, That's the one. I can put 2 tables away, and that discounts my seating, upgrade all the way down to 5, which is perfect. So I'll spend all my coins to upgrade, excuse me, this seating area. There we go. And that gives me another noble for another upgrade. There we go. And I'm starting to clean up. There we are. No beers in the reserve, no coins in the reserve going to this final round. To be totally frank, I don't know how I'm going to move this up to the final space of the monastery track. I might not get there, but even still, we'll score and see how I did. Here we go, moving into round 8. We get a schnapps. Awesome. And we get another seat or a brewer. Maybe I'll just focus on more brewers because I have a lot of tables already. So I'll put that on top of my deck. And here we go, everybody. Round 8. Let's see what can be done. Let's start drawing some cards. Oh, did I get rid of a guest? I bet I didn't. I'm sure I didn't. So let me get rid of that guest from the last round. I don't know how you're supposed to get to the end of that track. All right, let me slide this over just for a second. A noble, a noble, a noble. Such a good thing that they stack. There's my monk. Another table, that's great. A grandpa, how are you still in this deck? And a 3, and it's time to shuffle. That was enough shuffling. Here we go. Something good, and the suspense. Oh, a noble, great. I live to see another day. And a server, awesome. And a brewer, amazing, 3 times. That's great. And a noble. And a noble, guys. I did not rig this. Unbelievable. Okay, and there we go, the monk. But this is looking really great. I love this. Here comes my server. A 1. A 1 is good. And let's roll some dice. By the way, if I made rules goofs and I'm playing wrong, I'm so sorry. Of course, I'm not trying to. It's very distracting to to film myself playing a game. I do feel the pressure of not making mistakes, but that's how it is. Man, I have a stack of nobles right there. Excuse me. So, I've got a 1 for beer. I would love to have a 6 to get 6 money. That could give me a lot of upgrades. I've got a 1 that can make me more beer. I mean, I gotta go the beer track. If you don't know, by the way, there's a small little inset right here. If you have lots of beers, like 9 or 14 or 18, you can spend them to just buy nobles outright. Nice way to avoid the whole upgrade thing if you're going more the beer strategy. A 3 and a 5. Okay, so, well, I mean, I suppose I could use this 5 to move a little bit further up the track for what it's worth. Oh boy, I don't know if I want to. I could turn that into a 6 with my dishwasher. Maybe I'll just do that instead. I have to forfeit on the monastery track. I don't know how I'm gonna get to 22 this game or any future game, but I'll just have to find that out some other time. And let's turn that 3 into $3. I think that's a pretty good bet. I suppose I could turn this into a 6 and move this 6 down here to make more beers. You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Okay, I've got it. So I will use 1 schnapps to turn this into a 6 and put that up there. Okay? Great. Oh, you know what? And that's going to really help me with my reputation. So I'm making 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. I'm making 12 beers and $6. So 6 spaces on my reputation. 1, 2, 3. Another noble. My second one, I think, from doing that. And then 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Another schnapps. The schnapps that keeps on schnapsing. Great. And here we are. I've got, what did I say? 4 times 3, 12 beers. Why don't we start there? What can I do with 12 beers? Oof. Not a lot. Oh boy. And I can't turn schnapps into beer. I wish I had the other side of this lady, but you can't go back and change it. So, 12. Well, I suppose the right thing to do would be spend 9 of those to get a noble, right? I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Yeah. I'll spend, sorry, what did I say? 12. So I've got 9 of those to buy a noble. Put that on top of my deck. That leaves me with 3. I can turn 3 beers into a point with our gentleman right there. So we'll do that. And that's all of my beers. Oh boy, I know I'm playing poorly, everybody. I apologize. And then I've got my $6, okay, 6. And at this point, well, so schnapps are 1 point each at the end of the game, but I could turn all this into 6 more thalers, which I could probably use for upgrades, I would think. I will spend 6 of these to flip this brewer thing. That's a discount of 12 for these. So it costs 6 to flip this over. Very nice, gives me another noble. And then, sorry, these go back. And then I will spend the other 6 remaining to flip over my bank, my money storage, which costs 6, and that's another noble. Oh, of course, yes, I should discard these schnapps because that's how I got my 6 money. And here we are. So, if you'd like to watch me score, why don't we go ahead and start? So, we did not make it on the monastery track, so this is a loss for this game, for this scenario, unfortunately, but we can still see how we fared on the scoring. All right, here we go. Scoring in this game is very, very easy. You're just going to take all of your cards and count them up. There's also a couple of modular scoring things we need to do, but I'll go over that in just a second. So I like to do it like this, stack up all my nobles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's safe to say we got 110 in this game. And then all these other scoring cards I'll just stack over here. That one's not scoring. And let's see, something like that. Oh, another noble, my goodness. And 1 point there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 100 here, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I am at 115. I've cleared the threshold. There is a little bit of additional scoring though. One is my shops, which I don't have any of. And then the other thing is wherever my reputation tracker ended up, the last number that I crossed, 2, I add that to my score. I'll just say this now, if you're at the prestige icon, you don't get any more points. So anyway, yeah, so let's see, 115, no schnapps, 2 points for my reputation. I am at 117 points. I've crossed the barrier, but I did not make it to the monastery track. I ended on space 16, and I needed to get to space 22. So another play, another day will maybe get me where I need to be, but unfortunately didn't make this game. I'm stumped. I suppose I need to flip this monk over earlier. I just had a really hard time getting that 12 money. I mean, that's a hard thing to get early in the game. So if you played this, maybe you can commiserate. That was a bit tricky. Oh, you know what else I never did? If you look at my autograph guest book, I do really enjoy this thing, and I might have missed something along the way. That's very likely, but I should have tried to put an autograph there, because as you complete rows, you get a noble. So that's 10 more points potentially I could have gotten. So anyway, 117, that looks like that's my final score. And there you go. With a score of 117, we're going to send $50 to Lurgeta, a 31-year-old mother of 3 who lives in Albania, which is actually pretty close to Tiefenthal. Lurgeta's husband currently works as a painter, but she's looking to start her own sewing business to help the family make ends meet. So we're going to send $50 as a microloan toward that goal. The other $67 are going to be donated to Common Threads Cooking for Life. Common Threads is a national nonprofit that provides children and families cooking and nutrition education to encourage healthy habits that contribute to wellness. You can find out more about Common Threads and Kiva in the description down below. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care and happy gaming. Bye. This game typically